What's going on, guys? It's Kyle again with DTOM Knives and Gear, and today I am super excited to bring you my full review of this guy. This is the Protech Malibu, such a sweet button lock flipper. Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. All right, first things first. This knife is provided to me by Bearded Gear. Jake over there at Bearded Gear has been an awesome friend throughout my whole time here on YouTube. Super cool dude. I absolutely love him. We've exchanged knives. We talk all the time on Instagram. He is just one of the best people in this community. Him and one other person that I would really like to meet in this community is him and Scott, Big Bore Knife and Gear. Those two guys are just epic people, and definitely go check both of them out. I will have Jake linked down below for his Instagram and his YouTube. He is also, I'm very mad at him for coming up with this. He is also the one who came up with holes are greater than studs. I use that all the time. I give him credit for it, but I use that all the time because it's genius. We like the whole deployment. We like to spotty flick our knives. He came up with this and has a sticker made. I'm still mad about it because I wanted to come up with it myself. And then when I saw it, I was like, why didn't I do that? Because it's perfect. I love the spotty hole and the spotty flick. However, this knife today does not have that, but it's okay. Why? Because it is a button lock flipper. Guys, button lock flippers are so much fun. And this one in particular, the Protech Malibu, and not just the Protech Malibu, but the Protech Malibu Reverse Tonto. This knife has taken the world by storm as far as the knife community, because this is an excellent blade shape for this knife, and Protech does an absolute wonderful job with their button lock flippers. I do have a button lock flipper from Protech, and we will bust that out in a minute. This one in particular, though, the action, absolutely wonderful. I can't get over how well of a job they did on this knife as far as the action. It's not easy, guys, to make a button lock flipper and make it perfect nearly. And this knife is nearly perfect as far as the action. What are we working with? We have, of course, Protech's usual aluminum. This is, I think, the 6061 aluminum handles that has been black anodized. Beautiful finish. This one is not the regular steel that you see from Protech. This one is in CPM 20 CV, and there it is. Nope, that's the Protech. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you this. Ow! I poked myself. Let me see if I can get this to focus. The cool thing about this knife, come on, there we go. Production run 1, number 2. I am not sure. Well, I do know. I know how Jake pulled this off because he's got some really cool guys and friends over at Rivered's Cutlery, and he wanted this knife, and they hooked him up with this. So production run 1, knife number 2. Yeah, I'm actually really excited that he even sent this knife to me because this is one of his favorite knives. I do know that. And so, Jake, thank you so much because you're just awesome. But CPM 20 CV steel, which is my favorite steel. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know. Not that I don't mind the 154 CM that they do in a lot of their other blades, but I would rather have this steel. Yet again, the most perfect pocket clip that is on production knives today, in my opinion. This is the mini deep carry pocket clip that they put on a lot of their knives. As you can see, there, it is done beautifully. A dream in and out of the pocket, recessed screws, recessed actual clip into the handle, just amazing. That's the way you do a pocket clip, guys. If any knife manufacturers are watching my little dinky channel, that's how you do it. Now, I'm saying that, and I don't have to have a deep carry pocket clip, but the majority of the knife community wants a deep carry pocket clip, and if you're going to do it right, do it like Protech. That's all I can say. I don't mind it. But as far as the market is concerned, that's what a lot of people want. What does this thing feel like in hand? Well, this thing is a beast in the hand. And when I say that, I mean comfortable as I'll get out. This one is smaller than the other button lock flipper I have, which is the Mordax. We will pull that out in a minute. So I was really wanting to get this knife, and then Jake actually posted a video of I think they have 4 button lock flippers. I can't remember the names of all of them, but it had the Mordax and then, of course, the Malibu in it. I noticed that the Mordax was a bigger knife. I'm a bigger knife dude, so I ended up purchasing the Mordax. We will probably do, before I send this back to him, a comparison of those 2 knives, but you know, was pleasantly surprised at the ergonomics for my big old hands. I'm totally fine with this. There is no jimping up here, which I really like. I don't need it. I feel locked in. This knife feels comfortable in every single grip that I put it in, even with my big hand size. So kudos, Protech, for that. Of course, I lied. There is jimping on the flipper tab. The flipper tab is excellently done. It is kind of a pocket picker from Nick Shabazz. But the detent, good God, the detent. It's tuned wonderfully. Just amazing for a button lock flipper. You know, you can shake any knife out, but for your regular, I mean, that's not coming out of there. It comes out crisp and fast, and just super, super fun to play with. You can press the button and open it that way. I hardly ever do that. The flipper tab is just so much fun. And then with the button lock deployment, I mean, as you can see, once you press that lock, it's a swing shut. Very, very well done. It also, compared to the Malibu, I can get this closed without it bouncing back. I'm sorry, not the Malibu, but the Mordax. Sometimes the Mordax, whenever I close it, the blade will bounce out a little bit. You can kind of get around it, but we'll go over that with the comparison video if I do one. We're going to bust out the Mordax right now just to give you a size comparison. And this is one of the reasons I chose the Mordax, is because it's a bigger knife. As you can see, it doesn't really dwarf it, but it's a lot smaller. And this one has a forward finger troll, which I am a huge fan of forward finger trolls. So that's why I purchased the Mordax versus the Malibu. Now, I think the Malibu is only about $190, where versus this one is like $240. So, you're getting a better deal here. You know, when we do the full comparison video, we'll go over more, but you're getting a deal here because this one's $240. It is an excellent button lock flipper, don't get me wrong, but I can definitely tell a difference in the action with these 2 knives. Let's go ahead and get a few more size comparisons so you'll kind of get an idea. Here it is against the PM2. Here it is against the Para 3. So a good overall size. The overall size, I think, 7.5 inches. I usually like 8 inches at least. That sounded so bad. I like a knife to be as long, at least 8 inches long. To fill my hands up like I really want it to. But still a very doable EDC size knife for me. I do like it. The only other button lock flipper that I do have is the Spyderco Schmuck. And this was actually the first button lock knife that I had. And this one is basically my full fidget factor overload knife because of the Spidey hole that I can use to flip it. It has this really cool squared off, or I can do the light switch or the regular finger. So very, very fun knife. And as you can see, very comparable. The Schmuck has it just a little bit. You got a hollow grind here, flat ground here. But very, very fun knives, 100%. Fit and finish definitely would go to the Protech, though. The Schmuck is a great knife, but, and Tai Chung does a great job. But, man, this American-made Protech, they know what they're doing. Don't get me wrong, I love the Schmuck. I'm almost sounding like I don't like the Schmuck. I love the Schmuck. But fit and finish-wise, I have to give it to the Protech. I mean, gee whiz, this thing is so well made and so much fun. We can kind of see here, if I can get it to focus, that beautiful stonewash blade. I really, really like this stonewashing. Sometimes they'll do a flat and a satin, and then the stonewash bevel, primary bevel. But this one is totally stonewash, and I dig the way they do it. It just looks wonderful. Hides scratches very well, so I'm a big fan of the stonewash. The ergonomics, like I said, it fits my hand, and you can see the primary bevel and then just these. This is actually, it's kind of an optical illusion because of these scallops on the side. But, you know, once it has that, it kind of gets a little bit skinnier towards the end. And I usually like the knife to get fatter toward the end for my hand size, because whenever I'm wrapping around, I don't really like my fingers be able to touch like that. So it's a little bit thin behind, can't talk. English is hard. I can get my fingers to wrap around and I can touch that. It's not the most ideal thing for me, but I still feel very locked in. It's still a very ergonomic knife. That's just me being a little nitpicky for my personal preference. The best thing about this knife, guys, is the action. I mean, oh, this is so much fun. I could do this all day. Oh, it kind of bounced out there, see? But, you know, it is one of those things on a button lock where that will happen, but most of the time this thing does not do that. So if you're looking for something, you know, if you're looking at versus the Mordax, this one definitely has a better action and doesn't bounce out like the Mordax does. But super fun, super excellent knife. For the money, $190. Oh my gosh, I think that's a deal because you're getting 20 CV steel. I mean, obviously the aluminum handles are going to show wear if you carry this thing a lot. It's just the nature of the beast. But I like aluminum as a handle material. This one, the finish on it is smooth, but not like slick. I don't really care that it doesn't have a whole lot of texture because you feel so locked in with those ergos. I really. You know, like the texture of the PM2, yeah, it's got some texture on it, but I don't really think that gives me anything really, you know, because this knife is also so ergonomic. I don't think I need that grip. That's just me. A lot of people are not like that, and to each their own. So all in all, guys, this is a win, hands down. Love this knife, and I'm very thankful for Jake that he sent this to me because dang. But you guys know, it doesn't take a lot to get me excited about a knife. I love this hobby. I love knives. I've went from budget of the budget to some more higher end stuff, and I like them all. They all have a particular purpose. This one, as far as philosophy of use, I don't think this is a workhorse of a knife at all. This is just one excellent EDC blade that has premium steel. You will be able to cut with this thing for a long periods of time and not have to sharpen it. When you do sharpen it, it's not that bad. It's very ergonomic, easy in and out of the pocket. So it's just one of those real perfect size EDC knives for most people that I think a lot of people are going to love. Now, you can get more blade shapes. This one happens to be the reverse Tonto, and I think it is the exact blade shape that this knife needs to have. But if you don't like the reverse Tonto, they do make other blade shapes, but they all are in 20 CV. I believe they have different colors of the handles and whatnot when these drop next. I don't think they're available right now because they sold out like hotcakes. But when they come back, you still better hurry because these things are going to go fast. Guys, I really appreciate you stopping by. If you like this kind of stuff, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell because I have a lot of stuff coming out. I've really been having fun with this. We got a lot of stuff planned. And, hit the notification bell. I do giveaways every month. Last month I did a raffle, so I didn't do the giveaway. This month we'll have another one. So if you hit the notification bell, you'll be notified when I do that. And anyways, I really appreciate you. Go check out Jake over at Bearded Gear. And stay safe in this crazy world that we're living in. And we will see you in the next one.